Good afternoon, all. This is Barry Hemsey. Today is May 26, 2022. It's 5:04 p.m. It's Thursday. And guess what we have for you? No, we do not have Top Gun Maverick, but I'm going there at 8 o'clock showing tonight. So we're going to keep this kind of short, keep it around an hour, no more than an hour, because I have to grab a bite to eat with a friend of mine. And then tomorrow night, we're going to go to a different theater and see it in a different setting, a little bit more fancier setup. But anyhow, very psyched about that because those are my babies. The F-18s were my babies. I toiled for about a year and a half until we got the first 24 out of the door. If those 24s weren't out there, there would be no F-18s today. And I didn't know what do you call it? Well, Tom Cruise would figure out something to fly something else. I doubt they would let him get near F-22. Plus, that's not a two-seater anyway. Yeah. Anyhow, first thing first, do you TICO? That's been the buzzword out there, and the way we do that is go to join an Admiral TICO. As you know, he was about 1100, 1095, something like that. 2 weeks ago, he did a very deep analysis of the cash flow of Twitter and showed that Elon Musk is having problems financing that deal. I told him to calm down. He goes, Daddy, I took on the most powerful man in the world for about 4 years. Let me take on the richest man in the world. We said, okay. Pat him on the back. Let's see what you do. The result is at 1239 now. But you see some charts there, and it's taking over some of my charts. So first preview is there. So the question is, they get, especially this one. Did you see this one? The buying power index. You haven't done that. EMD is long and Russell. This is sometime this morning. There you go. So thus the question becomes, do you TICO? It's Admiral at underscore TICO. All right. And of course, you're going to see some of his adventures, culinary adventures. He's a food critic also on the side for Naples News. All right. Dennis knows what I'm talking about. He's a very clever and self-reliant dog. Hey, Thomas, how are you, sir? Welcome. Anyhow, that's that. Next one. HAPDTS. Quick, remember, this is housekeeping and stuff. Quickly, I'm going through. Where am I here? There we go. Sorry. We're doing some changes. We're finishing our free trials by tomorrow. There are a couple more changes coming in. One of them, we're going to institute a tech support. A premium tech support is for a fee. The fee is very small, nominal, but it's a barrier, so we don't get these frivolous questions every 5 minutes. How do I turn on my TradeStation? Listen, we teach you how to use our software as an overlay on TradeStation. That's why we have a questionnaire to get a feel what kind of a user you are. Those who are very, very low in usage, I mean, I've taken one person on, and it's not been easy, but another person just came in here with 2 weeks, but I said you can come in, but you're on probation. Your first week take you out. You can come back later, but at least you got to go out there and learn it. You can't get into a fighter aircraft if you haven't even gotten soloed on a Cessna. Okay, you're going to get into trouble. You're going to crash. I'm worried about your capital. Don't do this. Of course, our gear, all kind of neat items. The violin comes out, the music. Don't do this to me. Listen, I'm doing you a favor. Anyhow, but that's one thing we're doing. And you got to make, it's a calendar option. So I have a very good person to come in to help you. I'm getting very, very busy what we're doing with New York. So I need to build a team around me to slow down and block for me. One of them is the lead package. Both the micro and the mini needs certain attention. One small little mistake, it won't fly. It's not you looking at a chart and making a decision. This is a hands-free. The machine trades for itself. And it's a 13X system. 13X system. That means that, 13 that go here. I'm not trying to plug this, but you got to know. I won't get a chance. This is what I did in 1 year on a $25,000 account. Okay, not a joke. Tomorrow, Tuesday night, we'll post the 12 months. It's a trailing 12 months. We'll post. That's how these systems are looked at. We'll post all the way to end of May. Okay. So that would be last June 1st to this year May. Well, of course, you'll see it's not going to change much. A little bit up, a little bit down. Texture is changing. It's not always the same. We'll post all these charts again, and then we'll give it to you both on MHT to look at, which is the charts, which are opened by Google, by Chrome or Edge, or XLS. You can download. Actually, if you click it, it just goes there. Boom, yeah. It loads for you. Oh, there we go. You can also download it, and you can go through a trade list and everything you want. You can build whatever you want here for analysis. It's a survive the test of a couple of hedges. I mean, large hedges. One of them I talked to this morning. Second one in command. His boss took 25,000. His boss took 25,000, borrowed from his mom, turned it into 14 billion. You should probably know. You probably know who I'm talking about. But in Southampton, his place is incredible. Anyhow, that's the type of thing they like. 13x. So it's better 100% a month. Will it hold that level? Probably not. I'll take half. Half is 650% a year. Okay, so it's fairly good. Yeah. So, but for that, we need some support to make sure you're doing it right. Make sure your settings are right. This is Windows 10. Trade Session 10. There's a lot involved. One or two settings off, you're not going to get result. If you mix back test versus live trading, you're not going to get some result. You got to be you got to be a good soldier following instructions. There are user guides, there are videos, and often people don't do that. I caught one guy today. 2 questions, he failed both. They're both from here. He goes, "This is not fair." I said, "Of course. Who says it's going to be fair? My obligation to you is that you're going to survive. Well, but not if you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. So I've got to put barriers in front of you to see that you're honest with yourself." Not sure he liked that, but that's how things are. Sorry. Now, it's not a popularity contest. I'm not running for an office. Okay? So, anyhow, that's on HAPDS. Now, we'll have a couple of updates coming up. There's one this weekend that we're going to be testing, and it's a support of some of the questions that came in from my tour in New York. Now, I got to go back most likely toward the end of the month, and then I'm going 4th of July to LA. It's an anniversary of my mom passing away. I want to be there. Of course, it's on 4th of July, actually. And I want to see family. I haven't seen them like 2.5 years. So that's my schedule there. Version 5 is not ready, but we're close. We suspect in August or so it should be ready for release. But we'll probably show some previews of it earlier. That's a fairly complex move from V4 to 5. What it does is that it'll trade it'll take the gamma ladder and blend it in here. So you can imagine how complex it is. And we're right now also expanding the gamma ladder to trade multiple accounts at the same time. Because I get more busier with New York. These guys, what they want. They're demanding. Listen, this got to be systematic and it's got to be large. I don't want to trade 3 contracts. Okay, 3 contracts, what, 25,000? The question at the table was, what do you do at 20 million per bullet? Somebody lost audio? Audio, video. Audio is good or no? Checking audio. Hold on. Hold on. Oh. It says no. So let me go to audio. Hello, 1, 2, 3. No, audio is good. Yeah, audio is good. All right. Try. Yeah, let me give him a message. He's not going to be able to hear. We're fine. Hold on. Please restart. Please loop back. Yeah, go out and come back. Okay, let me get it again. So, yeah, he's got it. Yeah, I think he got it and went out to get it. Okay. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks, David. So anyhow, version 5 will not start with 3. It starts with 1, but it scales up as it's in the money. If it's not in the money, it pulls back. Okay, it's very clever, right? So, and the question to me over there was, can we start with 20 mil? 20 mil is how many contracts? At 4,000, at 8,000. That's what it is. 20 mil at 8,000. That's what we're trying to figure out. We don't know. That's that's too much. Yeah, we can't do that. I could probably do 22 million. Yeah, 2 million. Yeah, it's 250. 8 million. I mean, well, if you really look at it, if you look at it realistically, they want to be overnight margin anyway. They don't want day trade because they want to hold. They have holding power. So it's about 1,250 contracts per. You pull the trigger. 1,250 times 16 down. Yeah, that's about 20 million. Yeah, I don't have the heart for that. I told him, I said, I haven't traded like that. What are you talking about? He goes, well, 50,000 doesn't move my needle. The guy had come in with his own helicopter. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I could see, but I'm just another poor dumb immigrant. As I told this other girl the other day, I just got off the boat, and she asked, "Where in Miami?" Dennis, you appreciate that. There you go. Dennis lives down here. He knows the crowd. Yeah. We're in Miami? Yeah, sure. Anyhow, that's on HAPDS. So more stuff is coming. We will probably do another open house. We just don't know when. We want to have something new to show you. Okay. And we are fairly busy now. A lot of people. This month, a lot of people signed up. We have not set up everybody yet. Yeah. And the key is coming up. Remember, each month we have to issue a soft key for the next month. That's going to be a chore. We have to issue all of that. And so that's what we have this 3 weekend for. So my push was to solve this problem. While I was in New York, Windows 11 came out with an update, torpedoed everybody on May 10th. So May 11th, I'm going to my second round of discussions of another group. Nancy called me and said, "Friday, everything is down." And, well, not everything. The other two machines were Windows 11. They were offline because I use them for trading. I will never have one if I'm not in the premises because you need the password and all that. So, but the Windows 10s were working. One Windows 11, which is this machine, was gone. Totally gone. So, no, easy. No, I know. No more Cohibas. No more Juliets. Yeah. Of course, Davidoff. I'm smoking Year of the Tiger by Davidoff. Yeah. And then somebody gave me a box of Opus X. Opus 10s. Yeah, nice. Very nice. Yeah. But yeah, but believe me, he made enough money. He made enough money. That's okay, But that's okay. You're not expecting 100% back. A couple of percentage will do. Give me, what did Richard Roll said to Goldman Sachs? He did. I was his teacher. It's here. I did the bond futures for him. Richard Roll, right here, right, this guy. So Goldman Sachs offered him some stock and bonus and all that. He goes, "No, just give me 3 basis points or 4, I forget, 3 or 4 basis points per each refi." And this is prop work. Everybody has to pay Goldman. Goldman will collect. You don't want to F around with the Goldman legal. You're not going to win, okay? They have Davis Polk, they have Skadden, they got all the big guns coming at you. Best and the brightest from Harvard, Yale, and let's say Columbia are after you if you twitch. Well, you should see his ranch in, what do you call it now? In Napa Valley, and his restaurant in LA. It's incredible. So, a little bit, give me a little bit, just, what did was it in Godfather 2? It said, "I just want to wet my beak." That's it. I just want to wet my beak. So I'm happy. Next is, let's see. We're done there. Okay. Next we may introduce is also total hands-free, not even at HA. Okay? Where you just park the money. There's no chat room. There's nothing. You don't even see your account until the end of the day. So you cannot duplicate. Okay? We're working on that. We have about 5-6 users there. They're extremely happy. This month they made 81. As of Monday, we don't know this week. Of course, we have done very well this week too. But as of Monday, they were up 81%. Net. And I'm getting every month. I'm going to get the statements. We started 5th of May. From 5th of May to actually it was 10 days. Let's not count what we've done so far this week. But 5th of May, why is it not pumping? Okay. Yeah, from 5th of May to last Saturday, it made 81%. Not too shabby. So that's the next one, but it's going to get a little bit more set up and more comfortable, and then we'll do that. What else? Oh, we did a funding thing. Number of people have signed up. One person has complained. Okay, but that person has complained about everything. Yeah, and I see them having a lot of issues with technology. That could be too. Others have no trouble. So, of course, with our setup, if you use our setup with that funding, you really need 1 day for the $100,000 funding. They want $6,000 to make. We made that the other day in 1 day. So what you do is you 1 day you hit it big, then you have to do 10 days. The other 9 days you open and close. You open and close. You open and close. Boom, boom. You'll make $50 close, $10 close. It counts. You need one big day, and you remember the other time we posted. Actually, today was 4,000 was the peak, I think. Yeah, 4,000 was the peak. I haven't posted it out yet. It's on the thumb drive. We shut down OneDrive. We shut down Dropbox. I just have to reconnect them now that the machines are stable. We'll do that this weekend. With that said, that's the end of housekeeping. Hello. Next, we're going to go to Econ Calendar. Okay. We're week 4. What do we see on week 4? What time is it? I'm talking too much. Sorry. Okay. Let me, a little bit bigger. Okay, there we go. All right. That's tomorrow. We're going to get jobless claim. GDP is going to be huge. Wait a second. That's today. We already got that. That's tomorrow. Let's see what GDP do. Hold on. I missed it. I swear. I forget. Hold on. 1.4 for Iowa considers 1.3. It's actually a little bit more. So, okay. Basically, what do you call it? Hands of Uncle Jay are tied up. Maybe he's not uncle yet, but older brother Jay's tied up. Okay. Anything else that is important to me? No, that was balance sheet. What was jobless claim? Hold on. Okay. 210. Yeah. But still historically very, very low. That's good. Keep it low. That's why that's why we have wage inflation. Yeah. Econ 101. International trade is tomorrow. I just want to see what the estimates are. Of course, on Monday morning I reviewed that for our chat room. As you know, in the morning, it's the one that changes the consensus, if any, by Bloomberg. Typically, this is done by Bloomberg. Okay. Jesus, these deficits are huge in trade. And then personal income and outlays. Now we have an up bias here into Memorial Day. We historically have. It's going to be 0.2, 0.6. We'll see how that goes. That comes over at 8:30. Okay, be prior to the market. Okay. Next week would be non-farm on a Friday, a short week, and also the final day of the month is going to be Monday. I would say Tuesday. So Wednesday we start a new week, new month. Sorry, guys. The big one's going to be Friday, and by then we'll have another Wednesday set up with you guys. Okay. We're going to be back to Wednesdays. Again, one area you could check is the members page. Before the login, this will be changed. I think I was a little bit late behind this. I apologize. But if you click, it'll show you what that data is anyway. Because this is a continuous rolling over. Okay? Bottom line is, for this month, to recap, the key items were inflation numbers. At the margin, they look slightly better on the headline number. I think that's really a function of the term structure of interest rates. When you get beaten up by interest rates like that, everybody has to slow down. Everybody, cost of borrowing goes up. You gotta watch your inventory. Your risk goes down. Capex drops. Just this whole thing slows down. Why? That's the beauty of open market. If you have a free market, nobody does. Purely free market, like Ayn Rand would talk about. No, but somewhere in there with semi-free market, these forces will work and they adjust. That's why we have such a resilient market, and we're blessed. So I would not be too concerned, but we'll take a look at the interest rate in a second. Where is my trade station, Jack? There we go. Okay, there we go. All right. So going to charts, we're going to start PMT portion here. As you know, we covered today. We're still long with the market, with the time and digest, but we covered our option trade that we put up here. Right after this, we put it up. It dropped. Some of you had not gotten filled there. Got filled that morning. I noticed in the chat too. I think Cash asked that question, and a couple other folks. So then and Nancy and I had to talk earlier, and she said, "What do I do if they're not filled?" I said, "Well, let's see how we open up. But if we're opening up good, time to get in. Hold on your nose and jump, because down here everything smells. To be honest with you, so go. And some folks, what do you call it, did very, very well, including Cash. I understand at the close he declared soup for everyone for a couple of weeks. So he's going to take care of soup. If you're in West LA, go call Cash. He'll take care of you. He's got like a franchise for Uber Eats. Yeah. So we've done well, came up a little bit too high. I don't like it 338 up here. Okay, let me adjust it. See, this you got to adjust it. Even 256. Yeah. We expected some number in that range. We talked about it today in the chat. We said, be careful. We're going to alert it. And we thought the best thing would be, because there's a second wind coming in toward the end, close at the end. Rather than that, we were at 40, 50 was our target. I'm sorry, it's not in the charts, but we didn't have the window 11 for working until now. Actually, 11 o'clock today. Yeah. That's another story. They really torpedoed here. I had to call CEO of HV. After a couple of calls back and forth, they're running me around, not interested. So I called his assistant and I said, would you like to have a conversation with me on CNBC? I think she got the message. Yeah. So they later, they sent me a key and boom, we went to Pro. Actually, the software was here. I just needed a key. There's no media. They're just beginning to make media available for Windows 11 Home. The Pro is a key. So we got that. Of course, Cash had warned me about that. He was absolutely right. And so that's where we are. But if you got a machine with an 11 on it, request for it. They'll get it to you. It's just slow, but they get it to you. You have to have it ready. Because if you come with a Windows 10 and upgrade to 11, you can't go back and use the 10 anymore, the media. So have an extra media with you. Anyhow, so our feeling here is that we pulled up. We're going to take a pause on the trade, but not the bias. The seasonality is positive into Memorial Day. It's also end of the month, always is, for Memorial Day. So I think we'll probably reset this retirement digest Tuesday night. Let's see how we close Tuesday night. Then we're going to reset it. Most likely go flat to step out and see what happens. I don't want to be in the market. I did twice that since February. Remember, we were short from February 2nd. And I'm belonging to a member of a cigar club down here. And there are some reasonably decent, wealthy people there. Of course, some of them get the report and they're just like, what are you talking about? Of course, I said, you're very long then, aren't you? What I'm talking about? I don't know, but look at it. I'm looking at my SQ. I'm looking at the vibrations on the Sigma channels. I'm looking at what I see during the day on the order flow. Something is wrong. Even Tico says, Daddy, something is wrong. So we're going to be short on the safe side with a reasonably decent to stop. Our stop that was never hit. We came down pretty hard. Now we turned up early, but we're not trying to. Nobody should, nobody can. Not for, as Gil Caffrey said, Hello Tiger. Excellence is repeatability, right, Jake? Jake knows. Excellence is repeatability. Every once in a while you get tops and bottoms, you're lucky. There's no excellence there. Mission impossible. You don't even set yourself up because you're going to disappoint yourself. The self-talk is very negative for a trader. Don't go there. The reality is, if you get close to the bottom or close to the top, that's good enough. Why? That means in between you took the chunk. Okay, if they give you a porterhouse, you got a ribeye on this side and filet on the other. Take the chunk meat out, forget the fat and the bone, drop it. Don't worry about it. And that's what you should be after. As the Rothschild says, I get in late, I'm saying on the short side, I get in late and I cover early. I get in late. That means what? The trend has already established. I'm not guessing on the trend. It should be in other webinars, but let me explain that for you. What does the light? That's a 50 bar. The dark is 200. Yeah, that's always all of our charts. 50 and 200. Why? Because these are Sigma channels. So those are always going to be red on top, 3 levels. Center line is yellow. Bottom. Good question, Mohammed. Bravo. But these are standard. Yeah. Now, in the OTF chart, we may use this for kind of a gray white, not a white for MBS. Okay. And this is all-time high. That's a golden rod. The gold. It's the gold we're after. It's a golden rod is the all-time high. And here's the question you got to ask yourself. When did we go to a new high? About 3rd? Yeah, 3rd of January. Okay, now, what happened to NDX? This is one of the points that was off. This was Tico idea. It says, Daddy, Thanksgiving is when NASDAQ make a new high. Isn't NASDAQ supposed to be the leader? The lead is not making new highs. What is the S&P doing up there? See the dog? See, it's 9 pounds, 9.5 pounds. Actually, no, I'm sorry, it's over 10. That's why the call sign changed on the car. Yeah, on this car. Now it's Tico 1 heavy, as in jumbo. Yeah, Tico 1 heavy. Yeah, so he's over 10. But he's asking that question. Simple question. How come when we went to January, right about here, NASDAQ didn't make a new high? Something is off. We know technology leads. If this is not leading, where is it? Well, then what's the problem? Well, let's see where it's leading. It's leading south. So what do? You stay short, young man. Remember they said go west, young man? Now they say stay short. And I remember I did it in New York. One heavy-duty guy, and he's a son of a gun. He turned around to me and says, you went short on this and you held on. I was showing your reports to a couple of my staff saying, why can't you guys trade like this? I said, I don't know. I was lucky. But actually, I was lucky because part of this went against me. If you remember the webinar, I said, where's the volume? There was no volume here. So I said, Farid, don't panic. Because coming out to my early entry, I said, don't panic. And then turn around and just... and then, of course, Tico was spending more time on Tesla than anything else. You saw his calls on Tesla. So, yeah, his latest target was 580. We haven't hit that. So, 650 was come and gone, just melted. So, anyhow, let's look at what we do here. Breath trust is not there yet. I'm thinking bread because I'm thinking about dinner. No, I am hungry. I had very little lunch and no breakfast. Okay, breath trust is coming. If we're going to go much higher, if this is going to be a recovery, okay, not a dead cat bounce, you're going to see higher reading in breath trust. Always has. That was the key thing I saw in 2020. When people who were long at the cigar club, and they were down 7 million. One of them was down 7 mil. And he says, what do I do now? This thing was shooting up. I said, do nothing. Drink some tea. Why? I said, you'll see. This was shooting up fast. He leads a little bit. And guess what? That was the bottom. When he panicked, that was the bottom. Remember, if your neighbor's house is on fire, nobody's going to sell you insurance. You better have that insurance early. That means what? Do your homework early. Okay, don't be a sheep and follow the herd and get sent to slaughterhouse. Lead. So anyhow, we had a couple of spikes in the up and down ratio. As you know, a bunch of us are following up and down with Larry. Never exactly got what we wanted, but then again, you cannot make any decision by one indicator. Data is complex, is nonlinear, so you need to have decently back-tested software, but look for what I call a preponderance of evidence. It's not a beyond a reasonable doubt. This is not a criminal case. This is a civil case. Beyond a reasonable doubt, you get 2, 3, 4 non-correlated indicator. Flashing a buy, then you have a buy. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you got to leave yourself some room. As one of the guys in the room the other day said, take this order. I mean, getting at this level, there was on NASDAQ. 11.5. He said, get an 11.5. Cash knows what I'm talking about. Take 11.5, give yourself a little buffer, and go long. Okay? Yes, everybody has brother got shaken up in that team. He held on and he's done well. So, okay, give yourself a little room. These markets are treacherous. Okay, 1 second. There we go. Sorry. And so, CIS pulled up. 2 or 3 days, a little bit early. Only 2 days for NASDAQ. Great day today, but then let's look at generals. I remember a couple of weeks ago, my thesis was before I went to New York. Look what they're doing to the generals until they get the last one in. Do a number on him. We're not done because everybody goes to a safe place, which is the generals. That's the FANG and so forth of the Nasdaq. Until they go after it, when they did, they went after Amazon, Google, Apple, Netflix, Facebook. How many more do you want? Microsoft. They did everybody. That's the bottom. Well, no chart is going to do that. You got to think. Okay. And for that, I use a couple of fundy guys that I respect. Over the years, I've done very, very well. The guy started with nothing. He came out of AGSM, UCLA, the same one I went to, but except I was on derivatives, he was in corporate finance. And now he manages close to $1 billion. So, yeah, he's done well. I go to him and he gives me the calculation and so forth, and the earnings and the PE and so forth. And we were talking about 3,800 as our low to 34 to 3,600. I originally said 34, but we pulled up. But we almost hit 3,800. Almost. We almost hit. He actually was more correct than I was. That's the low. If you put the cursor down there, the low was 3,810. Not too bad for a guy who went to UCLA. Actually, he's got two. I think he's got a master and a BSc from SC. So very smart cookie, and loves Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin. So he's a good guy. Okay, where are we at the trenders? The trenders were down all 6. So this is actually another piece of the puzzle. When you have all 8 of them in one direction, you've probably gone too far. And look at the divergences. See the divergence right there. And Russell leads, right? Well, actually, this is not good divergence. Hold on, let me get you a better one. Hold on. Actually, it's going to be tough to find divergence because the pricing versus the 200-day, which is that one. This one is this 50. Between 50 and 200-day, if you look at it, really, there's a correlation. So you cannot find the divergence that easily. No, you can't. Yeah, not even here. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. Why? Because the math that's involved, price minus the moving average that you have in mind, like 50 divided and normalized. So it's 5%. These are percentages. But one thing is true. Over the years, I've talked about it here with you guys. When we get all 8 negative, it's time to go up. When all 8 are positive, time to go down. Why? Because in that case, we're running out of buyers. Here, we're running out of sellers. So that's SP1 Momo. Some of you have complained that why these 2 programs are not available, but not everything here is available. We never said it's going to be. One, the crown jewels will never be available. But then some people complain why it's not on the GoToMeeting. Well, I don't know what was wrong with this. I have to take a look at it. There may be something featured that needs to trigger on that system because that's its own system. But also, you don't want to conflict with the system that's running live. If it's just a lesson. If you're running a live system on TradeStation, but restrict it to one symbol. And never trade manual against it because you're going to confuse the heck out of your machine, okay? And thus, as the orders get to Chicago, you got a soup. So, all right. We talked about this when? Last week. Remember that? I said, when this thing picks up over 140, that thereabouts, and what was the high? 142, yeah. Probably the bottom is it, probably. And we go here and look at the new lows are. Way different. See that? Here's this. Remember, it's going to be a straight line. Look at that. Yeah. That in itself was the picture. Did Tico post that? I think he did. Did you read that? Probably not. You know why? Because you weren't following Tico. Last time I'm going to warn you. Okay. This is the longer picture, but this kicked in. As we go forward, you'll see probably this was the bottom. And look how low we were. Outside board. Did excessive move. And then that was it. The exhaustion came. So I'm comfortable with the long side. Or are we going to accelerate this sucker? You bet you. What's my fear? Non-farm payroll next week. And also, probably, I'm willing to say by Tuesday night, this is going to hit 10. This is Momo. This is another crown jewel. SP1 was done for a firm on the flight back from New York to LA. This one. Within 2 or 3 days later, I need to create this, which is this smaller brethren of that. These are not, they don't go on any packages. They're just for this. You guys are welcome to look at it, but we don't give it out. It's not easy to maintain it. And this is a problem. It's literally, this is not a regular Sigma channel because that's the spread. Sigma channel is for one symbol. This is a very complex spread because it has to do with the number of inputs into from TradeStation about SPX. Here's why. SPX has more internal. Of all assets out there, it has the most internals. That is, if you look under the hood, you're going to see the picture. You don't have to sit outside and say, wow, what a nice paint job. And, I like that steering wheel. No, you open up the hood, look under the hood. SPX is the best. Now, NDX moves the most. And there's a correlation. So you can figure that out, right? If you can do your timing on SPX, but trading NDX, that's the ultimate. You're going to be slightly up sometimes, but it's not going to be much. Why? Number of names are common. Think about that. What Bertrand Malkiel said, understand your construct. He talked about the indices. Question, all right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's asking, is the SP1 at 2? Yes, sir. Yeah. You got ahead of me. Yes, I'm sorry. Good reminder. Thank you. Here's by the way, I got to read something to you guys. 1 second. I got to get this thing open and bring it over here. But here's because there's a couple of comments there. But I just, hold on. I just got a residual, testimonial from RY. And let me read back to you. I would like to leave you testimonials. It's been very helpful. We'll be happy to leave something like that. Okay. Thanks, Fari. You're changing lives. Both systems and chat room have been very useful for day trade. And he's been with us, everybody, you've been with us, 6 months? 5 months, something like that. So thank you. And you can see how observant he is. He hit 2 sigma, yes. Now, keep in mind, all right, in this case, this is not average, but it's a derivative of average. It comes in. Thank you, sir. I know you. I know you've been very spot on. But that's because you pay attention. You're always here. You're up here early, too, in the mornings. Yeah, we do small reviews in the morning, depending on time and how relative it is. And then midday, probably more after the numbers are out, get the econ data behind us, get the first hour behind us. Then we have a better picture as a professional trader what to look for. So it's not necessarily the excitement part. It's a more mature part for risk management. So we have hit 2 sigma, but remember, all right, it can go near 3. It can go to 2.5 easily on the upside. Downside, you want to look at -3. And sure enough, it happens. See that it hits it. Another retest peels off to the right-hand side. Creates what separation. Finds the separation and it goes. This is, I thanked John Bollinger for this. Over some kebabs and whiskey, we figured this one out. Yeah, he's a Persian food crazy dude. Yeah, he's a good man. I learned a lot from John. Yeah. And he knew I was working my ass off. I took over the user group and tried the best I could, give back some to society and the trading society. And he was 100% behind me. Even sometimes I was wrong. He said, I don't care. Do what you're doing. Go forward. You get it right, and times are changing, So over some kebabs and whiskey in Marina del Rey, we figure out what's the next step with Bollinger Bands. Yeah. So, okay, VIX, VXN, RVX, and so OVX. By the way, this is not correct. Ferry. Okay, sorry guys, I'm always behind on something. If you guys do me a favor, can I send out a hat? And don't give me cash. I don't need cash. I have more cash than I need. That's not the issue. I need some time. Can you guys tell the guy upstairs? All right, I did the four Maxwellian equations, so I can't. They blocked my email. But can you send the email upstairs so that you and your followers, whatever, can give me 2 minutes of their time a day? Just like Richard wrote, don't give me too much. Give me 2 minutes. It's each of you give me 2 minutes. I have a couple of hours extra so I can get to everything. Yeah. This 24-hour day is not working for me. Anyhow, I don't want to take too much from you. So just give me 2 minutes of your time. But send it on your Twitter so I can get some more minutes. Yeah. Anyhow, we pulled down. Sigma channel was hit. As you know, we've been chasing VXN, and yeah, unlike before. Yeah, is this something off here, guys? Something looks different. Oh, hold up. I look for 3 and 4 sigma on the upside because the inverted asset, right? Volatility assets are inverted compared to indices. I thought they were hitting 4 sigma. Hold on. That was February. That's it. I'm looking at this private chart. Yeah. This is Putin. Yeah, this is the Putin stuff. Yeah. This actually told us there's something off. Of course, here's the is that 24? No, well, that's not 24. Can't be. It's too early. That's the 9th. This is 24, right? Yeah, that's 24. That's the night of the invasion. Invasion, and you could see almost at 4, but it was a big result. Why? Didn't turn out to be as we expected, as the market expected. Not analysts. I'm talking about market. What does that mean in aggregate? Here's the vote. You don't have to ask anybody. Look at the chart. If you ask somebody, they're going to put their English on it. Look at the chart. Get yourself out of that mood of what did Farry say? What did X say? What did Y say? And there are a lot of smart people than me. I make enough mistakes. But the chart doesn't. The chart is always right. Market is always right in aggregate. So you saw what happened there. So we have pulled back. Here's from 2 sigma back on the VXN, which was registering about 43, 44, 44.02, 44.02. Okay, register of that. By the way, I'm cheating. I looked at it. We talked about this last session. So it pulled back. Obviously, we begin to base. This peaks first, creates additional last-minute sale, and then does a what we call retest failure. It comes down to retest again, fails. Retest fails, then we're going to go the other way. Why? Auction theory. Read Dalton's book. Now, that's a little bit old, but still it's very prominent. Technology has changed also, but now you can actually plot that. Yeah. So look at auction theory for market profile. If you cannot find it one way, it's going to find the other way. Part of it is also market makers. And these days, it's all, what do you call it? It's all what do you call it? Volume profile. It's all electronic. You could see it. Are you asking for Twitter access? No. I'm saying you can follow Admiral Tico. Yeah, I'm not asking for Twitter access, no. I'm saying you could follow him so you have his charts earlier. That's all. Yeah. Admiral Tico. Yeah. Remember, it's Admiral. Don't forget. Yeah. I'm assuming that's what you're asking. Let me post it on. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. This is the Admiral. Admiral Tico. Oh, wrong location. Doesn't matter. Okay. So anyhow, there's your answer there. I'm sorry, Admiral Tico, but don't worry about it right now. Let's go on. This is what he did last night. He came out and said, as a part of Chart of the Day, that if you look at the skew, I know some gal asked the question. I wasn't sure that is a question, is the answer. It was almost like one of you guys who sometimes you just follow. Good for you. I wasn't sure if it was a question or answer, and I don't like those because that's not clear. And somebody could interpret it as I told you so. I look at it, no. Well, I meant that. So no, don't be nebulous. Don't be hedging with me. It's not going to work. I'm a Navy guy. You got to be very clear. Otherwise, my answer is going to be standard. No soup for you. And on the second try, come back next year. Yeah, it's not next day or tomorrow or next week. It's next year. Yeah. So he said, listen, what this is telling me is that the tail risk, remember, this is SPX tail risk. The big guns are done having a position out of the money for as a risk. We had expected the levels would be around 34 to 3,600. As you know, I wasn't very smart. Here we hit 5x. We put the trade on about somewhere in here. We went 5x, but the spread we had on was 200 to 1. As some of you guys tried to get in a little bit later, and the premium was a little bit higher, and I didn't get out myself. We had a technical issue. I promised myself. Next trade like that, I don't care what's happening. I'm going to get that order out. We had a problem on GoToMeeting. So we're building setups for, and that's another one. Let me write down here. GoToMeeting. I got to do that. We're individual people that I trust that have been with me many, many years. I respect their acumen to take some charge, take care of some stuff here. They can't damage anything, and they won't, and they're smart. But to be able to, not everything go through me. Right now, everything is going through me, and I'm just time bankrupt and doing trivia things sometimes. But anyhow, that caused that problem. But the 200 to 1 spread was a little bit too much. I understand that. But I did 5x within about 6-7 days. Just a tad over a week was a 500% return, 500%. And it printed there. Okay. So I think Siamak probably remembers that. But long term, and we were back then looking at what this pattern we had here. And actually, this was rising. It came from a higher period. This was the first signal. We got to get a high reading that, they're planning something 2 months to 3 months forward, maybe 6 weeks forward. It's at least over a month. But 6+, sometimes you've had, in 2018, it was 3 months ahead. It gives that signal when it comes. And when they're setting up here, the cost is zero, next to nothing. And they buy a bunch of it. Way below. 5, 6, 7 sigma out. Yeah. And it's SPX. The rewards are massive. Massive. Yeah, so my point is, watch out for those. This tells Admiral Tico, and I believe that right now the tail risk is minimal. That means the big boys don't have many puts there. Why? They covered. As it came down, they covered. And then the very, very last was done here. So if they don't have puts down there long, they're out of the money. Remember, these are out of the money. So the exponential move becomes faster. It kind of go boom, boom, boom. Then all of a sudden, you become a rocket. They're done. Why? We don't have an event now. When's the next event? I don't know. We'll find out. Look for catalyst. Yeah. We need another story. Yeah. That's the masters of this. The union between Wall Street and Madison Avenue, include that CNBC in there, and Fox Business. They're master of this, how they send their sheep to the slaughterhouse. So they get loaded up here first. As you were buying in, they were selling into you, cashing out and establishing shorts. And then, and what did we told you? No volume. Be careful. There's no volume here. So why? Because they're not done yet. Now, I think we still have a leg to drop. But why don't we bring some sheep in? And we're going to wipe that up a little bit, but we're going to cut it off early. We don't want to be buying the top. It's okay. Hold on. It's okay to run this up, but not here. Get out. Come in late, get out early. That's what Rothschild said. All right, TD. This is what Tommy Digest has. 7 minutes, guys. I got to hustle. Okay. Almost no signal here. This is correct. It's not wrong. A couple of times I've changed this because I was behind. Here's my proof that's right. Why? Because this afternoon, after we got everything up and running, I was doing a test. We're long June, short SEP. Okay? This is a M plus M minus U. That's the spread. And why? Because we're done with May. So June is here, and we got another couple of weeks in June. By the way, rollover is going to be on. Hold on, where's the rollover? Rollover is going to be on the contract. It's going to be on the 10th. We roll on the Friday. CME starts on Thursday, but that's not enough volume for us for our indicators to kick in properly. Again, we value volume a lot. Why? Go and ask John Bollinger. Do his book about volume. Yeah. So, and OTF is looking for volume. OTF is the other time frame. It comes from market profile. It's looking what the whales are doing. You and I are not going to change this market. We're too small. We're too small. If I can get all the money that I talked to last 2 weeks ago in New York, okay, I'll put in the market, it's still too small. Yeah. So it's the whales that make the decision. We're like a little carp. You know what carp is? We jump on the whale and ride with it. It's a free ride. Just make sure it doesn't eat you. Yeah, and you're done. You actually be in the ocean. You'll be in the ocean lost, and that's happened to his gut. Yeah, that's how big the whales are. So, so let's look at the. Where's our thing? Okay, there we go. So we'll long M. Okay, you can see the. Where's my volume here? Oh, M22. Why is it not traded yet? Oh, because it's not open yet. Yeah. Huh? Why is it not traded yet? It's reset after the close. I see. Okay. Fine. Okay. Once it starts trading, and remember, VIX trades at night. You can see that term structure. It starts in 5 minutes. Usually it's going to be a lead only at the beginning, but throughout the night, you see some spreads put on. Okay. So we're long M, short U. That's 1.1. That makes sense. 281, 28.21, and 29.30. What does it mean? When we're near zero, that's the top. When we're very, very deep, that's the bottom. Okay, now, this doesn't make sense much, I know. Why? There's a little shift involved. This indicator kind of shifted in its behavior since COVID. Remember, at those levels, we've never seen before. Remember, crude went negative 44. Crude was, because of storage, was negative 44. That little kid who killed himself on Robinhood. Yeah. He bought the crude at 2 cents. He told himself crude can't go negative 2 cents. Wrong again. Yes, it can. Just haven't been around. It's called experience. Yeah, haven't been around. I don't know ever. I've seen it go negative, but the old timer said, yeah, if you get into trouble for storage, you got to pay somebody to take the crude off your hands, not the other way around. So that was very, very sad. Now, who let him trade? That's the person who should be prosecuted. 14 years old person gets qualified to trade futures? I'd like to know that. Anyhow, so there's some shift involved. Someday I'll get enough time to figure that out. I don't have a chance yet because you need a lot of data, and data itself is moving. Remember, these are future contracts. Cash assets are easy to measure. Future contracts, you really look at where you are, what was lead, and so forth. Not there yet. Let's go to SP2. We talked about near the close today what SP2 was doing. And I told everybody, I said, listen, this thing is not overbought yet, but shooting up. Here, this says I'm overbought. I understand that. I'm not going to rely on that. You know why? Because I have SP2. This has been far more reliable. So we're going to watch how this thing gets to 75 or better, and then how does it behave there. I suspect we could be there by Wednesday. Yeah, I think Monday would be. Tuesday would be still up, just to bring more sheeps in to a long side, and then they're done. Then we have a pause for the non-farm, and then who knows after that. You guys see what non-farm is. Treasury yields. Okay. Remember, the smartest guys in the room are your bond traders. Okay. As we talked about, this was the fastest rise anybody had seen in 1 month. Remember, this duration is 1 month. And so when I start pounding the table saying, guys, things are going to get dicey. Things are going to get really bad. You knew that was coming. This is telegraphing it. And then look at it. The rate of that slowed down. Well, how do you know? Well, these SPRs are calculated from prior months. Okay, hold on. Prior month, right? So, for example, this is our levels. The next one would be also tight. And maybe as good as this. Maybe not much change. It's got the same tightness as here. But look what this did to it. So the following one, the bands were massive. Why? Because this rise was huge. And that was a shock to the system. So that's where we are. I'm saying that, Mark is asking, so when you say sheep are being pulled in, sheep can be on both sides. You could be sheep that got short last week. Sheep is a novice. Sheep is the one who's going to be slaughtered. Sheep is the one who's going to come in, so it's not necessarily bear market. Sheep is the one who's going to buy at the top, sell at the bottom. Okay? That's all, Mark. So it's the issue that the guys who come in late and they're hot to trot either way because they wait for confirmation. So they don't have the indicators we have. They don't look at the internals. They look at headline. They come in once they're completely convinced that's the move. And somebody like you or me, we're taking on the other side. We're the one who's sending him to the slaughterhouse. Remember, I shorted on top. I went long on the bottom. Right? Fairly close. Fairly close. Go back to February 2. Go back when we covered a week and a half ago. So you could see that. That's we're doing contrarian. Sheep is not contrarian. Sheep is waiting sheep will never jump over the brink or water. He'll wait for the others one to go. If he sees enough, then they'll go in. That's what a sheep is. Yeah. So bear market rally, yes. In this context, where we are now, yes, sir. But not always. Yeah. Where we are now, that's potential. What? How do I change my mind? Take out my 50, take out my 200. Talk to me. I'll tell the market to talk to me. Show me. Remember, I'm from Missouri. I got 21 babies there. Yeah. I said that to a girl. Then I said, no, I think it's 19. She goes, you don't know if you've lost 2 babies? I'm talking about B-2 bombers. She had no clue. But I also tell her that true story. My grandpa had 9 wives. When we had the family get together, we were name tags because I didn't know all my uncles or my cousins. That's a true story too. So she was completely convinced that I'm some deadbeat. I had 21 babies in Missouri and ran away for child support. Yeah, but no, we had 21 B-2 bombers and they're what's called White Band Air Force Base. So I'm from Missouri. Yeah. Show me. The show me state. Now, what do we want, RY? Hold on. RY, you know I'm running late, right? Hold on 1 second. Okay. Let's go to, I know what we're missing. I'm sorry, I didn't have that up. Hold on. Thank you, sir. Canary. We need the canaries. There we go. Sorry. Remember, I've set up everything new. Yeah. Yeah, one thing with TradeStation is it does not remember your desktop. The desktop is a collection of number of workspace. Let me save this. So when you come in, you bring your archive back, you still have to set it up. This is the flaw. They know about it. Right now, they don't want to hear me. We're doing TradeStation 11. Stop asking for this and that. We're not going to be, they're frozen all the updates, which I understand. You get this far in the game, you're going to really only do absolute, you must updates. But hopefully they get that fixed. Anyhow, transportation, same thing. Don't have a new story there, other than show me. Get through 50 and 200. At least go to test 50. Okay? Small task, small hurdle. Go to test 50. This is 20. 0.6 is 20. Remember? Get to 50, then we talk. Same thing here. Now, Russell is beaten up. We all know that. Text you say text and they just shoot you. They don't care what time it is. They don't care what you've done. They don't care if you're they got you on camera or not. They can shoot. Texts are not a good thing right now. Well, that's where the value is. If you think about it. The bargains are going to be where nobody wants it. Remember, what do you call it? John Paul Getty? I buy when there's blood on the street. So Russell says we're pulling up a little bit, but I think you'd probably see more on a detrender. When you go there, you can see 13.6. Now, do this. Okay. What do we have here? Hold on. Let me see if I can get more data. 1 second. Okay. 1 second. I got it, guys. I've got to hustle a little bit here, but okay. 2 years back. Let's go 5 years. Okay. Oh, hold on. There we go. So what I would do with these is run them up fast backward and find some limits. Okay. So no, I didn't mean to move it. Let me pull this back. No, I meant what these high levels were. What's that reading? What's this reading? So create a benchmark. Obviously, we made a new low that we didn't have in this year. And then if you really want to do it carefully, go to weekly, you really see what's going on. You could see on the weekly detrender what we got. Okay? So we really were up there. We were really up there. January of last year. I'm sorry, February. February of last year, we're up there. Imagine, even though the index value wasn't, but the move had already peaked there. And look, the only move marginal. Do you want to trade this? I don't. You sit through all of that and you make a little marginal move. No, thank you. Yeah, but also it's during a very good support here. So I think techs are going to come back slowly. There's going to be some bargain hunting. Part of it is also PEs have dropped. Price earning. Yeah, the multiples are low. Listen, when they're complaining about how bad things are, that's by the end of it on Comedy Central, also known as CNBC. Don't get me wrong, I was there myself, but this is not a CNBC that that was there 20 years ago. So I would look at that way. Look at transportation. Let's go to that. Was it. We looked at that was it. Russell. Okay. I know this. Nobody can tell me there's probably a bad trade on one of the internals, one of the components of transportation, which is about 20 in there. But anyhow, this is awkward. It shouldn't really be here, this area. You see that? It should be that area, but it's up there. Then one day, one component was off, and that's the true print. But you don't go up 1,000 points in one day. Something was off in one of the components. And that's where we are. All right. Now, what do I see here? Hold on, let me go back to the daily. 1 second. Yeah. Even if you put the line there, we have a long way to go, right? 3,000 points. I don't think S&P is going to be in a healthy place until we get let's say 15.4, 15.5 done. 15,004. Remember, as we go up, these numbers are going to go. So you got to adjust for that. It's like a missile hitting a missile. So it will be 15.4, 15.5. We got to be there. Until then, I would be extremely cautious. Until then, I would still think about possible pullback down. Excuse me, Dennis. Divergence there too. What, this one? The chart I'm in right now? Divergence. On the downside, you mean? Or toward the upside? On the detrender. Yeah, hold on. Yes, but let me see. But this is lower than that, so this is lower. And then this is lower. So on the high. Oh! Yeah, if you pull the line there. Yeah, but this doesn't make a new high, though. No, the trend is very difficult. I know, but which day? What time period? Here? You're talking about here? I mean, remember, Dennis, because it's a differential, yeah, because it's very hard to find a detrender. I mean, the divergence inside the detrender, because it's such a big correlated. Yeah. So occasionally you could see it. Yeah. I'd rather go, just to be on the safe side, I'd rather go and see SP1. These two. And sometimes you do find them. For example, look at here. Look at here, bro. Remember, this is a clear one. Lower low, big time. Slightly higher, and that was the low. You rallied for what? Rallied for this much. That's a lot. So when you get to these areas, it makes sense. The trend is going to be a little bit difficult, Dennis. Just from the way the math is created, which is very simple math, actually. It's a delta. Just a delta, detrender. And you divide and normalize it. Anyhow, moving forward, treasuries we talked about. Yeah, here again, short term, Fed's area, cars. And of course, new cars are coming back up a little bit. Used cars are dropping a little bit. That's a 5-year. Here's your housing. Big shock out there, especially with permits down. It's waking some people up down here. People who down here were convinced this is a short-term blip, and especially, it won't happen. This is Naples. The market is good. There's a big demand. I think they're just beginning to understand. It's everywhere. When the permits are down, it's telling you something. The spec builders are not willing to take that risk right now. And I'm thinking we probably have another maybe 18 months before the housing stabilizes. On a national level, different pockets could be exception. We're not talking about exception. We're talking about 70% to 68% to 95%. 1 sigma to 2 sigma. Exceptions are tail risk. I'm not going to go there. Especially real estate. There's no two real estate that are the same. That's the way I was taught. Okay, we're not going to get into this because this is not mine. I'm not necessarily good at it, but that's what Peter has written. Very, very versatile guy, and it's not for distribution. So please don't ask me, and that I don't want to be put on the spot. This one I wrote myself. I've given it to a number of you who asked. Anybody wants to let me know. You just got to get the symbols and go. I think we put it in our Pro. I think it's not a Happy Pro. Yeah. Yeah, I guess you have to be on Happy Pro because it's encrypted, some of it. Yeah. But this is SPX, NDX. But also, we post. Since recently, Tico took over. We're posting a couple of times a day. The key part is the sigma, the levels from here, this T from 90, not 80. 80 is here. It's 90. Back to other 90. That move is crucial. And look what we did today. So now, to better understand it, there's also a documentation by Paul Desmond of Larry Asset Management up in Tampa. Okay, hold on. This may be it. I may have to bolt. Yeah. Oh, no, not yet, but I got a couple of minutes. You need to read that. Otherwise, this is gibberish. And we have it. It's a doc file, and I forgot where we have it. But if you're on a part of a pro package, you request that. We'll send it to you. We'll send you the doc also. The doc is important. It is several pages, about 15, 20 pages. There's some key areas of it that's helpful. Frankly, I haven't mastered it yet. But my buddy Norseman, I suggest you guys follow him. Here's, if you go to Admiral Tico, you could see Admiral Tico is talking about this guy, Norseman. And it is good. He's really good. He is. He works down here. His family has a painting shop, painting operation for mansions only, very, very high end. So he's from one mansion to the other in a little truck, a contractor truck. And he's with the office in there. He comes on Parkstat, sits there and trades. No, he invests. He doesn't really trade. He's traded with me on NQ, but that's not really his forte. He's very good with the market itself. Yeah, in terms of strategic points to get long and short. So we got long a little bit before him. He was not convinced on the bottom yet. I think he's convinced now. So, all right, let's see. Overnight, I don't know what we're doing overnight. Hold on. Here's the futures overnight. That's the archive overnight. Here's the futures overnight. And with that, I'm going to close. Any questions, please post. I got a date with my F-18 buddies. Yeah. It's called Top Gun. I actually found my Top Gun hat. I don't know what it was, 2016, 2017. I opened a box, comes from Amazon. It's a Navy hat, says Top Gun on it. Later on, I found out who it was. One of the traders on OTF found it, bought it, sent it to me. I told him that's going to get to my head. He goes, oh, well, it's already gotten to your head. And next day I got humbled. Yeah, exactly. That's what the market does to you. Yeah, when you get out of line, they'll humble you. Anyhow, this is overnight now. I'm not surprised, a little pullback, but it was a very, very nice run, as you could see on the actually timer chart, because we rather watch it on a cash basis that's settled and it's big, not futures. SPY, Qs, futures, they can be moved around, not these. That's 80% of U.S. equities. You can't move this around. Yeah. So anyhow, we're going to stay long a couple of more days. We probably won't put a new trade on because it hit our peak price we wanted to. Our strikes were 410, but I don't want to take the theta loss over the weekend. You got to balance the two, So we'll talk about it tomorrow. All right. Thank you for that testimonial. It's spot on. I appreciate it. And I know that you said in the chat room once, and you startled me in a positive way. I just asked in front of others. I said, please, you put that in writing. Because, you know what? My mom would be happy. Yeah. She always said, you're here for a mission. Go find it. You just didn't come to this world. You came here for a mission. Go find it. And thank you. Well, that was the enforcer. Yeah. Very difficult dad. Yeah, very difficult. I guess he was also under a lot of pressure most of his life. Yeah, it's not easy to please Zahedi, Shah, Khatami, and Kissinger, and these guys at the same time. It was just a very tough spot a lot of times. But he never bitched. We never knew much about it. He just got it done. So, and as a counterintelligence officer, he took a lot of secrets to his grave. Never talked about it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Bravo. Sure. Sure. So guys, let me get out of here. When I get back, the post processing will be done. I'll launch it now. Put it again as always in our YouTube. Best thing to do is just to. It's not a support issue. It's open. It's free. But best thing to do is make it easy for everybody. Is go there and join. We have built quite a bit. But this way, when we post, you get it instantly. Like, for example, we did not send a note out for this. We just posted it. Got 91 reads. This one was adding email, obviously, so we're not a little bit higher. But there's a tremendous amount of information here. You could see over time what we have done. Okay. By the way, B-21's going to take off next year, not this year. So I would give up everything except this little one, this little 9.5 pound or 10 pound now to go and work on that project, but I'm too old. Yeah. And technology has changed a lot. Yeah. Anyhow, good night, everyone. Have a great long weekend. Don't forget, freedom is not free. Okay? We all have to pay for that some way or another. Writing a check is not enough. Called taxes. No. And so I always cherish our defense and our veterans. I always sponsor it. If you're down here, you can see where we have barbecues for them, we have golf. I always sponsor them. Just a few bucks, but show your support for the troops. So. As always, long live 509 Bombing, my favorite aircraft group. That's the one at Whiteman Air Force Base. They also flew over Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So when those guys go to a mission, it is inevitable, but it's going to be difficult. Anyhow, but we need them. We have to have them ready. It's called deterrence. Strategic deterrence. Anyhow, I'm out of here. See you guys. Thank you. See you in next week. Yeah.